Good afternoon. I'm Rachel McLaughlin, and it is win and in for the Colts down in Jacksonville today. Can Indy cover a historically large spread against the dreadful Jags? We'll talk about how to say the Jags later. We're about to break down that game and a bunch more right here on All Indiana Bets, where Jason Hammer is always wrong.
There's no W in Jaguar. It's not Jaguar. There's no W.
Hey, by the way, in your records this year, there's not been a lot of W's either.
Oh, come on!
Oh, let's get started.
Sick burn.
Unacceptable.
Move on.
He's done.
And here is Mr. W right here. We're going to see some more of that today. We're going to break down the Colts. This is an important game. We know the Jags are the kind of the antidote for the Colts. Let's find out today, right here, right now.
This is All Indiana Bets, presented for the people, powered by Caesars Sportsbook and LUNAZUL Tequila. Feed the wolf.
I was just telling the boys, I tried to take a video of Caesars Sportsbook, but when you're in the casino, you have to get special permission
right.
from the IGC. So I got my camera out and I was like, this is fully illegal. But I'm going to get it for Peter, so he has some nice footage of those comfy chairs. Welcome, everyone, to All Indiana Bets. It's the final week of the NFL regular season. Playoffs start in just 6 days. It's crazy. It's flown by. The question is, will the Colts be a part of them? I am really interested to see. They lost last week. I had them picked a couple times and they won. They lost last time for me.
What a disaster last week was, right?
Yeah, it was. It was not good.
But listen, if you can't beat the Jags to punch your own ticket into the postseason here, I'm sorry. As much as Hard Knocks has made these guys likable, as much as Hard Knocks has made us identify with people, if you lose to the Jags with 7 Pro Bowlers and you finish second in a division that has 4 teams and the other 2 are the Jags and Texans, somebody's got to lose a job.
You bring up Hard Knocks. That's so true. I have just felt a love affair with the Colts. If they lose today, they're dead to me. I hate them. There's no team that I hate more.
It's like all or nothing with this man. Like, he's either really mad or it's all okay.
I know, I'm the nice or lose it. Let's see what happens.
Let's get into it, guys. The Colts are 14.5 points favorite against their division rival today. That makes them the largest road favorite in franchise history. We'll talk more about that in a minute. First, though, we've got our girl, Olivia Ray. She's down in Jacksonville with this week's check down. Olivia?
Good game day morning, everyone. We are here in Jacksonville for the regular season finale for the NFL. Now, for the 3rd time in 4 seasons, the Colts must win today to get in. And if you're a Colts fan, you're probably doing a lot of scoreboard watching today to see how their playoff scenarios could play out between the 5 and 7 seeds if they do win in Jacksonville today. Now, the Colts come in as double-digit favorites against a divisional foe, but here's the thing. Jacksonville, this city is the Colts' Achilles heel. They haven't won here since 2014, so we will see if the Colts can cover that. Guys, back to you.
Look how sunny and warm it looked in Jacksonville right there. Sunshine, 77 degrees, and we're so committed to talking about this game. We've made it 175 degrees in the studio today.
Man, something's going on here.
I think the heat is broken. I get that I'm a little bit, what the kids would say, overweight, and I have a jacket on, but if I start getting sweat stains throughout the show, I apologize.
As a resident pregnant lady, I'm just glad it's not me. That's the only person that's not 90 degrees right now baking in
You know what? When it's 90 degrees, and I think of a beautiful pool from Family Leisure.
Oh, it's hot and you need a pool. Wow. Kevin's going to like that. I just got bonus points from the boss. Thanks, Scott. All right, Hammer, take it away with your player prop. Trevor Lawrence over 208.5 passing yards here. Tell us what you think.
So normally in this situation, we look at some of the Colts players, but in the past, there have been some numbers that just stick out. We jumped on Mac Jones earlier this year. We won that. Here's another one. Look at this number with Trevor Lawrence here. I think the Colts are going to win this game, which means the Jags are going to be behind. They're going to be having to throw the ball. They'll abandon the run. You need 208.5 passing yards by Trevor Lawrence. If anything, I think the Jags want to get this kid some confidence heading into the offseason. So we're going to ride the over on this one. Over 208.5 passing yards for Trevor Lawrence.
All right, Scott, you're 19-12. Tell us what you think.
Well, I came into this place, once again, I'm the changer, I've been told, when I get here.
That's fancy talk for pain in the rear end.
Kind of, yes, exactly. So it pays off, though. I will tell you, I initially loved the first half bet. It was like 7.5 because the Colts are a first half team. But it went up to 9.5. The spread stayed at 14.5. I got a bite on the Colts. I mean, who's motivated? Who has all their star players? The Jaguars. Did I say the Jaguars?
Just say the Jags. Do yourself a favor.
Jaguars.
The Jaguars. I'm going to put it that way every time.
Yeah, we're going to overemphasize.
Are missing so many of their key offensive players. The only thing that can cost the Colts is Wentz, okay? So ultimately, this is a game you were talking about building Lawrence's confidence for next year. How about building Wentz's confidence for the playoffs when you actually play a professional team, not that junior varsity Jacksonville Jaguars team?
All right, guys, Hammer's first pick here is the Colts at the Jaguars under 43.5. So tell us about your pick here. I didn't pick the Colts for the first time in forever, and you did. I like it.
I like the under for this very reason. I don't know how much help you're going to get from Jacksonville. Listen, I get that they play the Colts well. Colts haven't won down there since 2014. I get all of that. But this is a game where if the Colts get up big, especially in the second half, you're going to see Jonathan Taylor come out. You're going to see Carson Wentz come out. This kind of feels like a 30-10 kind of ball game to me. If the Colts do everything they're supposed to do, I think you're looking at the under in this one.
All right, guys, 2 picks down, so plenty more to come. If you want to get a head start on locking in these plays that they've given you, and they're both on fire, by the way, go to our website right now, all of Hammer's picks and Scott's picks, more importantly.
I want to go up and do this right now.
Yeah, you can do it on that QR code over there. Good job, Scott. Way to be my little Vanna White. Go, little rock star.
Old guy with smartphone. Be careful.
That was
Click
good.
the link to that once you hit the QR code. And we are going to be talking about Jonathan Taylor and Love It to Leave It in the next segment, so stick around.
All Indiana Bats is presented by LUNAZUL Tequila. Feed the wolf.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to play Love It or Leave It. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but I will still explain it to you. I'll give the guys odds on a bet. If they love it, they'll say love it. If they don't, they'll say leave it. Ready to roll, guys?
Let's do it.
All right, first up, the Colts are running back. Jonathan Taylor has scored the first touchdown in each of the Colts' last 4 games against their AFC opponents. Taylor is the favorite to find the end zone first today in Jacksonville, listed at plus 280. Scott, you love it or leave JT to score the first touchdown?
That plus 280 seems too much. That seems like a bad number. You know, it makes me want to jump on with the public. So I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be a square. I'm going to hit the public money. I'll take it from plus 280.
Go ahead, Hammer. What do you think? Love it or leave it?
I'm going to leave it. I'm normally a fade the public kind of guy. I think Jonathan Taylor's going to get in the end zone. I think anytime touchdown, although the value would not be as good, is the play here. Because you could see the Jags trying to stack that box, put an 8-man front up there.
They will.
With Paris Campbell back in the mix today, I think hopefully the passing game opens up. You can get some tight ends in the mix here. I'm going to leave that one alone.
Next up, should the Colts beat the Jags today, Jacksonville will secure the #1 overall pick in this year's draft. Right now, Michigan defense lineman Aiden Hutchinson is the favorite to be the first pick. Hammer, loving or leaving Hutchinson?
I'm leaving it, and it has nothing to do with Hutchinson. It has everything to do with Jacksonville here. You look at the problems this Jags team has. I don't know if the defensive end edge rusher cures any of that. No. You went out of your way to build your franchise around Trevor Lawrence. He needs help. And picking at number 1, if I'm the Jags, I'm open to trade talks right here. I know there's not a lot of great quarterbacks coming out, but I don't love this pick for Jacksonville.
Unless Hutchinson can play left tackle,
right.
They're going to move him from defense to offense.
And wide receiver.
Yeah, and maybe he can, seeing what they have currently. I don't like that play at all. Once again, I think it's a bad number. Not Caesars Sportsbook. It must be one of those other second-rate groups.
For sure. All right, what's your second pick, Scott?
Wow, so I like to tell you right now that it's been one of those situations where I came in again. I was the changer. I got some weather reports. The Bengals are not into this game. There's nothing for them to play for. Joe Burrow got hurt last week. They're going to rest him. They're going to rest a lot of their major players. It's 35-mile-an-hour winds, and Baker Mayfield's not there. That's a plus. Hurt Baker Mayfield has not been helping the Browns this year. So I would tell you right now, I would go definitely with the Browns -6. It seems like a bad number, but it's a good number. This is a weird weekend where some teams have motivation, some teams don't.
I want to know if we have any sort of analytics of what Scott's record is when he puts the glasses on.
Dude, I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, Peter, you have to go through, when he puts the glasses on, I'm pretty sure it gets serious.
It's like when Superman goes
100.
into like the phone booth and comes out.
Yeah.
That's what happens when Scott puts the glasses on.
Winner, chicken dinner.
I was hoping that's a little code to some of my big fans.
That really
they know that this is one they really should put their money on.
Are you trying to be like Taylor Swift and drop hints?
Old dog whistle Scott over here.
I'm exactly Taylor Swift. I mean, it's a fact.
Obviously. Okay, Hammer, take your second pick before this train gets derailed any further.
Seattle stinks.
Okay.
Russell Wilson's going to be gone from Seattle. He wanted to be gone at the beginning of this year. Got conned into coming back. At first, it looked okay. They beat the Colts opening week, but the wheels have fallen off in Seattle. It's almost time to rebuild. And the Cardinals, they're trying to tune up. They're going to be in the postseason. I like the Cardinals in this spot. This is a defeated Seattle squad, and I think Arizona is good enough to put a beat down on them and still be healthy enough to get into the postseason. Lay the 5.5. It's a complete fate of Seattle.
I am getting, I'm definitely getting something in my ear here that we have some breaking news. Breaking news.
Uh-oh.
It is that Scott, the gambling segment that puts all other gambling segments to shame, Scott gave yet another outright winner in his long shot segment last week. Look at that. Look at this little number right here, guys.
Is that right?
Find out which dog he likes today.
I don't know if that's right.
Next on All Indiana Bets.
The Long Shot, presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook.
The commercial breaks, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the man just cannot miss. Scott's long shots, 10-1 against the spread, 10-1 straight up over the last.
Do you know the kind of pressure I'm feeling right now?
No, that's the heat, bro.
I think it's the heat in the studio.
No, that's my picks.
What we're saying is you might want to put, you know what? I don't want to do this mortgage stuff. Let's talk some old Indiana sayings. Bet the farm, ladies and gentlemen. Bet that farm on this next pick. Scott?
I got the glasses on for sure. This one here. This pick is so hot, I got a hot pad to bring it on here. So the Steelers plus 3.5. Peter and I will tell you
that made me uncomfortable.
Okay. I'm trying to get a kids show too. I'm trying to bring it back. I have a feeling that's going to be a problem if people watch me drink and make the jokes I do on this show. But not the most important part is not that stuff. But I'll just tell you right now, I've had 3 or 4 of the long shots have been the Steelers. This game opened at 5.5 or 6, and I was like, that seems wrong. But then Lamar Jackson's not going to play. That didn't really change it for me. I just think the Steelers right now are playing a lot better. The Ravens have lost 5 straight. They are really hurting. I don't know what they're basing the numbers on in Vegas. I think they're basing it on the first half of the season. That was a different Ravens team. I'll just tell you right now, hit the Steelers, put it. Don't just sprinkle, right, Rachel? You spice it. Oh.
Put a little spice.
Bam, boom, bam. I mean, and like Tabasco. That's what I'm wearing right here. No, these are bourbon socks.
I'm so proud I've taught you that and it's stuck with you. Yes. All right, Hammer, now it's time for your third.
A lot of things stick with Scott. Hey, let's make some more money here, shall we? I am in on the over on the Titans and Texans today.
What an exciting game. Thanks.
It is. The Titans playing for home field advantage throughout the AFC. Chiefs already won, so the Titans know they've got to take care of business today. I think the Titans are good for 30. This is a game they have to have. If you get just a little help from Davis Mills, who hasn't been that bad lately with the Texans, your toes are tapping here. If this is a 30-13 game, if my Ball State education is correct, you're going to the bank. 42.5 is the number. We're going to ride the lightning. We're going over.
You're getting playing it fast and loose with that Ball State education, sir, as someone who has one. It's time for Ballin' on a Budget, and as the person who looks like they're smuggling an actual basketball in their shirt, this is named for me.
You look amazing.
Parlay.
Come on, who are we kidding?
Thanks, guys.
Come on.
You're like this close to giving birth, and you're not even the big one on the show.
$5 to win, and you could get 60. Hammer, what do you got?
All right, so if you got just $5 to play with, maybe you had a rough weekend, maybe you spent a little too much money, this is how you turn 5 into 60. I like the Vikings here. Kirk Cousins is back. Andy Dalton is in for the Bears. The Bears are already done. They've got one foot out the door. The coach will probably be fired either tonight or tomorrow. This is Vikings all day. I like the Rams. I'm going against a lot of the public here. I think Matthew Stafford has a bounce-back game for the Rams. We talked about the over and the unders here. I like the under in the Seahawks and Cardinals game. I just don't see a lot of offense out there. And the over, we talked about that, Tennessee and Houston. You make these bets, you put it all together, $5 turns into 60. I will meet you at the buffet of your choosing.
All right, you guys, it's time for another break, but don't go anywhere, though. We've got a man that's in fuego, a man that says he's educated, and the pregnant lady who's smarter than both of them. The party's just getting
you
started.
guys say Jaguars.
Once
Jaguar.
again, most of the whole state does.
They also say Washington.
Oh, my God. We do not say Washington.
Carl
That
Warsh.
is cap, ladies and gentlemen. The guys will give their larceny locks, a.k.a. their best bets, coming up next on All Indiana Bets.
The Larceny Lock is brought to you by Larceny Bourbon. Steal a taste.
Oh, here we go. The nature boy coming in with some beverages here. Woo!
Swinging those bows around.
Dude!
Look at this. Is just another.
This is like everything that I represent. I'm a kid that grew up in Beech Grove, went to school at Ball State. This is Diet Mountain Dew because I'm a health nut. And we got a little LUNAZUL Tequila in here too.
Yeah, and I'm not drinking mine.
Okay, can I ask a question?
The cherry Coke and the caffeine last time got me enough shame.
Be careful. Now, Rachel, are you someone who will drink like 8 glasses of water a day?
Yes.
I see. I'm not. You're
it's
not
because I love
I drink 8
water,
ounces of gravy every day.
Yeah, see, that's supposed to make you
just
healthy.
your gravy boat like
My grandfather only drank Dew, regular, and Schlitz. He lived till he was 81 years old.
Right.
So I'm not down with the
heard
water.
Schlitz.
Let's drink it up. LUNAZUL. This is maybe one of my 3 favorite drinks we've had.
This is the LUNAZUL
Good
Blanco
girl.
tequila. Oh, man. I know you can't drink this, Rachel, but I'm sorry. I'm drinking
And
this right in front of
tequila is
your face.
literally, I'm a beer girl, but tequila is literally the only shot that I will take.
If you're
so
a
it
beer
really
person-
makes me mad when you guys drink tequila.
Okay.
All right, guys. It's time for the Larceny Locks. These are our best plays of the day, brought to you, as always, by Larceny Bourbon. And Scott's long shots in fuego, but this man right here.
Fire.
With the locks. Fire.
Woo. All right, let's go. Tonight, I think the most important game on the slate is the Chargers and Raiders. Winner goes to the playoffs. Hat tip to the Raiders. I mean, think about what this squad has overcame this year. You had the John Gruden mess. You had a player kill somebody, multiple off-the-field incidents here, and yet here they are at home tonight in Vegas with a chance to punch their ticket to the postseason. The ride comes to an end here. I like the Chargers in this one. It's been a great run for the Raiders, but just too much drama. There's no way that's a playoff team. Justin Herbert, the better quarterback. 3's not a big number. I'm going to take the Chargers in this one.
And Scott, who you got for your LARCENY lock?
Yeah, you know, this is a total trend line in the history of the Patriots. There's one team that they underachieve against, and it's always on the road. It's against the Miami Dolphins, and it has to do with the Patriots are built for next week. They're built, they got a bunch of mutters, they got a bunch of guys that play well in cold weather. Foxborough is the windiest place actually in the NFL. It's one of these brutal places. So then week 18, I guess, they're sending the Patriots, who are trying to peak for that cold weather, down to Miami. Miami is a good team. They're talent-wise probably just as good as what you're looking at on the Patriots. So Flores was the assistant coach for Belichick. Overall, I love this pick. I mean, quite frankly, if I had the guts, this would have been my long shot. I think you're going to win both. Sprinkle on the money line on this one. Not spice, but sprinkle on this one. We're going to score.
This is, yeah. We got a couple different ones. I need a break from these two guys, to be completely honest with you. I'm going to go outside and just, I'm going to air it out. Like,
this tequila is so good.
Stop it.
When we come back.
Are you laughing at the pregnant lady while you drink?
It's literal torture because
that's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
He's a horrible person.
Congratulations, Hammer.
Scott will head over to the bar for a little segment.
You are in playoff form for Hammer right there.
Drop, lock, or drop
Very
it.
good.
Hammer's been on fire with these lately, and he's getting ready to make you some more money right here on All Indiana Bets.
Welcome back. Time to play Prop, Lock, or Drop It. I am reading from the teleprompter. This cannot be right. It is!
Soak it in, Scott.
Is 3-0 last week, 14-6 over the last 8 weeks. We have found a segment for you and for you. I hope you've been betting these. I am actually excited about your picks.
Now, week 18 can normally be a tough week to pick because you never know who's going to play or who's going to take it seriously. But in terms of prop bets, it feels like we've got a little bit of an advantage this week. So the first one I've got on the board here today is Rob Gronkowski of the Bucks. Gronk, over or under 5.5 catches. Here's what you need to know about Gronk. It's a big day for contract incentives. He can make up to $1 million in incentives today with yards and catches. He needs to have over 6 catches to get $500,000. You don't think Tom Brady's not going to hook up his boy here? Oh, we're riding this all the way, over 5.5.
And can I stop you and just say, if he doesn't, there's a good chance he'll just take off all his clothes and walk out.
We've seen that before.
That happened last week. So Stephon Diggs is our next one. The Bills are hosting the Jets today. What is your thoughts on that?
This is another guy that's got incentives lined out in front of him. Now, the Bills have to win. This isn't like the Bucs game where they can kind of just coast and make sure Gronk gets his money.
True.
But I think if the Bills want to win, to lock up that division, you got to get Stephon Diggs in the mix here. Over under 6.5. If he gets to 7 receptions, boom, contract bonus. So we're going to go over 6.5 for Diggs as well.
I hate to even say these last 2 words, last one, because this should be like a spin-off show. Just you killing it on
You can just look at the contracts to find out who's got a lot on the line
Or
today.
drop. Yes, good point. So quarterback Trevor Lawrence, not been a great year with the interception world. The total is set on what, Hammer? On what?
0.5.
Once again, I thought I needed to reread that. That makes no sense.
No, it makes no sense to me either, and that's why we're going to lock this one in, and we're going over again. Now, if this were 1.5, which some sports books had this at 1.5 yesterday, then now we got a conversation here. But 0.5 for a guy who, again, I think is going to be behind in the game, is going to have to throw. The Jags are going to give him the green light to do whatever he wants to try to build some confidence heading into that offseason. One tipped ball, one Hail Mary, that's all you need. Your toes are tapping. We're going to go over 0.5.
Hey, Hammer, I feel like Rachel. I just got some update from that game right now. Trevor Lawrence was intercepted twice during warm-ups. So you have actually won that bet already.
We're off and rolling, baby. We're off and rolling. You know who else is rolling? Our wise guy, Kramer.
See, and I thought he was going to actually just retire because I always thought it was Ben Roethlisberger making these picks. Ryan Kramer, wait till you see him with the hat. He 2-0 last week. Right?
2-0 last week, and you're right. He does look like the kind of guy that will play Ben Roethlisberger in a Hallmark movie. Ryan Kramer, our wise guy's got his picks when we come back right here on All Indiana Bets.
Hey, welcome back to All Indiana Bets. My name is Peter Hood, producer of the show, joined by the wise guy, Ryan Kramer, out in warm, sunny Los Angeles. I'm not angry. It is negative 20 degrees here right now as we record this segment, but I'm not angry. You know who else isn't angry? Anybody who took Ryan Kramer's picks last week from the show. 2-0 against the spread. Not only did both underdogs cover, they both won straight up, so we're getting hot at the right time here, Ryan. Last week of the regular season, who do you got for play number one?
It's a week where you're going to hear a lot about motivation. You're going to hear a lot about teams that need to win the game versus teams that have, quote, nothing to play for. Well, guess what? Teams in those spots, 16-26 against the spread, including 13 straight up losses over the last 10 years. So what are we going to do first? Well, we're going to head to what they call Hate Week down in Atlanta against the New Orleans Saints. Everyone's picking the Saints. They're laying 4.5, laying 4. And it's an Atlanta team that has looked feisty. And don't forget, they were beating, before they won the game versus the Saints a couple weeks ago, they were up 24-6. So I expect them to show up and show up in a real way. And again, like last week, I like the dog. I also like it on the money line.
All right, Ryan, play number two. Where are we going?
Both of these teams have something to play for in the playoffs, and it's Rams-Niners. Kyle Shanahan owns Sean McVay 5 in a row, and 3 of those, they were dogs. Not only that, Jimmy G, Kyle Shanahan as dogs together, that's a 65% trend. So I like the 49ers to get it done and book their ticket into the postseason.
All right, there's 2 more winners for you. If you'd like more winners from Ryan and his team over at the Sports Gambling Podcast, it's real simple. They're easy to find, and Ryan's about to tell you how.
SportsGamblingPodcast.com. You can find everything there. And if you're just a podcast head, jot in that Sports Gambling Podcast anywhere you get your podcast.
All right, Ryan, appreciate your time. As always, enjoy that round of golf today, and I'm going to go put my winter coat on and go back outside.
Cheers and Happy New Year.
All right, thanks, guys. I need a raise for being able to hear the crap that I hear in my ear and during the commercial, and then pull it together after snort laughing.
Women would pay for that seat that you have right here between
pay to
the
get away from you.
That bookend you right now. True.
We have final picks. Scott, you go first, and you agree with the wise guys.
Yeah,
it's been a jinx before.
I know it has been a jinx. And then it's the Falcons on top of it. But Hammer is taking the jinx off the Falcons. And I'm going to join you. I've loved the Saints a lot this year. It's remarkable that the Saints have this record. I would say, we were talking about Coach of the Year. You were right. Frank Reich wrecked that last week. He is no longer in the running. Of course, Vrabel with the Titans should win it. But what's going on with Sean here with the Saints? He's had an amazing year with a third-string quarterback. I love those division dogs getting more than a field goal. I got the best quarterback for sure. Matt Ryan is 10 times better than Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill's proven that this year. Take the Falcons in that.
Better quarterback getting points. We say it all the time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Hammer, what's your final pick?
The final pick here is a game that you might have to kind of hold your nose and just watch till the very end here. The team point totals for the New York Jets. The way I see it, you got 2 ways to win this. Number 1, Zach Wilson has not been that bad. When you look at the rookie quarterbacks that everybody talks about, it's Mac Jones and for whatever reason, Trevor Lawrence. But quietly, Zach Wilson has been getting better and better. And also, I do think the Bills are going to win this game, which means you get into garbage time in the second half. You get into backdoor cover territory. All you need is a couple scores from the Jets. I'll take a hot quarterback. I'll take a blowout game. However I can get it. All you need is 11. I think the Jets are good for 11. We're going over the team total.
You heard it here first. Hammer likes hot quarterbacks. We are going to go next to the Slippery Noodle, where we are going to watch people make booze again. You guys let me go sit back here behind the studio on a couch and chill while you talk about sports, but then you make me come up here and salivate over the wonderful booze drinks that everybody makes. I don't understand why you do this to me.
I know you can't drink that, but I'm going to drink that tonight, and we're going to find out how you make that bad boy next.
On the Rocks is brought to you by LUNAZUL Tequila. Feed the wolf.
Hello, friends. Brent Holverson here with Heaven Hill Brands, coming to you from the #1 and only live historic Slippery Noodle Inn, downtown Indianapolis. I'm here today with my great friend, beautiful Autumn here. She's going to talk to us a little bit about some great tequila that we have, and it is close and dear to my heart. LUNAZUL Tequila. What's going on today? What's hot? What's good shots?
So right now, just with shots alone, the LUNAZUL by itself is delicious. It's really smooth. It's an agave from Mexico, so you can't really get much smoother than that. It's also mixing well right now with pineapple juice. I think it's a summer trend, but you can do it just as a shot.
I'd love to try one, please.
Absolutely. It won't kill you.
And the good thing about LUNAZUL, like you say, very clean, very smooth, very easy drink. It also mixes really great in cocktails. But here's one for, let me see how you did here. This is pretty easy.
Try it out. I made it myself.
Very smooth, very smooth.
Yeah, I
What
agree.
else do we have today?
So with that, like I said, right now it's super popular is the LUNAZUL with just a little bit of pineapple juice. And it's just there's water in that at the bottom a little bit, so apologies. But yeah, it mixes very nicely. You can shake it. You don't have to because you can't really taste a whole lot of the LUNAZUL coming through. If you're not a big tequila fan, you can actually have a great summer cocktail without feeling like you're drinking a whole lot of liquor. So.
Absolutely. Super smooth, super easy. LUNAZUL Tequila, 100% Blue Weber agave, partnered with the Beckman family, and very, very proud to be part of the Heaven Hill portfolio. So, Autumn, thank you for great cocktails.
Thank you.
Come join us at the Slippery Noodle to grab one. Cheers.
Nothing better than a beverage, especially when it comes from the Slippery Noodle. I love that place. All right, Scott and I have made our picks, but in case you've had to run some errands, in case you've had to go to the can, we're going to reset what we've got lined up for you today. I'm going with the under here today in the Colts and Jags game. I think the Colts are good for around 30. I don't know how much help you're going to get from the Jags. All those things add up to the under for this ball game today. Cardinals, -5.5. Taking on the Seahawks. The Seahawks are a mess. Russell Wilson doesn't want to be there, and the Cardinals are trying to gain a little momentum, taking you into the postseason. Lay the 5.5.
Do it. I like that one, Hammer.
Over 42.5, Tennessee and Houston. Tennessee has to win today. You're going to get their absolute best effort, at least early on. I think the Titans are good for 30. If you get just a little bit from Davis Mills, who hasn't been that bad lately, your toes are tapping with the over. The Chargers, -3. Again, the Raiders have been an amazing story. All the things that have gone on with that squad this year, from the coach to the killing to the everything else. But the Chargers are going to go to the playoffs. They're going to beat the Raiders tonight. And lastly, the New York Jets team total is at 11. Again, this is a gross pick. I'm almost embarrassed to give it to you, but you got multiple ways to win this. Zach Wilson's playing pretty good ball, and if the Bills get up early, they're pulling starters, they're taking everybody out. Backdoor garbage time touchdown, that gets you over 11.
You got some good picks, but this thing looks like a mess with all those numbers and all this stuff. I'm going to keep it simple because I'm 19-12 on a run right now, and I'm taking the Colts. 14.5, not too much. Jacksonville gave up sometime, I don't know, maybe the last time they played the Colts was the time that they played their best game. Browns -6. The Browns are more motivated. I think there's a lot at stake here because if they can show that they can not only just wipe the Bengals up a division rival who's going to go to the playoffs. But I think a lot of people want to get out of Baker Mayfield.
And the weather in that game is atrocious.
It's a terrible, yeah, please, don't go to it. Steelers plus 3.5. I'm on the Steelers train. This will be not just the last home game that we did last week with Ben Roethlisberger. This could be his last game. TJ Watt could set the sack record in the NFL. Huntley is the quarterback. What are we doing? Wrong teams favored there. This is my favorite bet of the day. The Dolphins have consistently done great against the Patriots. Do you remember, Hammer, that one game where the Patriots were up and then the last play was like a 3-pitch kickoff return for a touchdown, and Belichick cried. Well, he felt, I think, emotion for at least 10 seconds.
When Belichick cries, an angel gets its wings.
It does. And I hope that happens again today. And spice that line. Falcons plus 3.5. Another line to spice. You could probably put all three of these together on a money line package, and you could make a lot of money. I'm not saying that's my balling on a budget, but I'm saying that's my balling on a budget. Let's go 19-12, and this one is the important one. This could be 11 out of 12 outright long shots.
Now, for those of you who do the teasers, we got a little something for you. Teaser Peter is here with Don't Tease Me, Bro, and he's been rolling. My man, to his credit,
yes, he
is
has.
good at taking numbers and moving them around and making you a winner. So, Peter, don't tease me, bro. What do you got?
Does that graphic say 4-0?
I believe it does.
Okay, I should have updated that. It's 4-1. The Buccaneers screwed me up last week. By the way,
So
Scott.
wait a minute. Hold on. When I lose a game, I got Rachel giving me crap. I got Scott giving me crap.
Hey,
Peter's the producer of this show.
I forgot
the
to
one
update
guy
the graphic.
behind making the graphics, and he doesn't give himself the loss here. What are we doing?
Hey, he's the producer, but right now I'm producing this segment. Let's just cut that right now. We're done with the teaser. He can't get his numbers right.
By the way, Scott, great Antonio Brown first touchdown pick last week. That was awesome,
That would have been a great stop it if we had room for that.
That was fantastic. I joked last week that I'd be sleeping on your couch. I've been outside knocking on your door for 6 straight days, but you were in Nebraska or something yesterday.
I guess you couldn't reach the doorbell.
I guess you weren't home.
Oh.
All right.
Wow.
Now we get serious after that.
Wow.
A teaser. You take the line, you move it 7 points. That's what we're going to do in all these games. The Colts minus 7.5. You guys think the Jaguars want to play today? You think there's a single guy on that roster that wants to play this game? No chance. Colts minus 7.5. They roll. Titans do the same against the Texans. I will gladly take them at 3.5. I'd probably take them at 10.5, but just for the sake of the segment, we'll take them down. And then the San Francisco 49ers. I don't love the Jimmy G situation with his throwing hands, but 10.5 is a lot of points. As the wise guy said earlier, Ryan Kramer, they have owned, the 49ers have, the Rams over the last few years. So Niners plus 10.5, 3-team teaser, plus 120, $10 to win 12. And I can't reach the doorbell, by the way, Scott. I have to stand on a ladder to get to it.
That was cruel. You've been doing a good job.
I can get to it, though.
And Hammer, by the way, did you at Ball State, because I believe my man Peter, I believe my lady Rachel.
Racing Rachel.
They all went to Ball State. Did you have like an English professor that taught you to say Jaguar? Jaguar. Hey, Grey Poupon, let's move it on. What are we doing?
Why don't you get in your car and drive to Washington Street, Scott? When we come back, Scott's the kind of guy who puts the S at the end of Kroger. We are going to
didn't even grow up with the Kroger.
Get rid of this program today. We're going to get it rid with a toast. We're going to bring Rachel back. We're going to drink in front of her. Everything's going to be awesome.
Bring Rachel back.
Final week of the NFL regular season. We'll put a bow on this bad boy next on All Indiana Bets.
All Indiana Bets, presented for the people, powered by Caesars Sportsbook.
Hey people 21 and above, it's Kenny Mayne again in cartoon form. No one under 21 is invited. I can't be everything to everyone. But I can tell you about same-game parlays. Watch our animation guy have me spin a ball on my finger as I tell you that a same-game parlay works just like a regular parlay. That's when you combine 2 or more bets, those are called legs, into one big bet with bigger odds and bigger payouts. With a same-game parlay, you're building a parlay with as many as 10 different legs on different events or prop bets in the same game. See? Same game parlay. Now watch how far I can throw this ball while I show you how to build one. Let's say you want to bet the money line on Team A, and because you like them to win, you also want to bet on different prop bets that will get them there. Player props, like the over-under on how many yards or points a player will have, and just like any other parlay, it's all or nothing. Okay, I'll be back again as a cartoon some other time.
Cartoon person. I have my own cartoon person, and so does Kenny Mayne, so I feel like I'm a pretty big deal. So I'm going to give you guys time.
You are a big deal.
I'm a big deal, if you know what I'm saying.
Kind of a big deal.
It's time for the Mick Pick, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to take the under in Browns versus Bengals. I'm going away from my boys in blue.
Why is that?
37 seems kind of low, but until you find out neither of these teams have their starting quarterbacks.
Right.
Scott, that's what's happening. They're not playing, and the crappy weather always plays a terrible factor in there. The winds are up to 35 miles per hour here, and there's rain in the forecast, so I will take the under. 37 between these two.
Wish you the best of luck on that.
Now, I wanted to share.
You don't like my pick?
Our Saturday show's over.
Oh, yes.
Sunday. We're on Sunday, every Sunday through the Super Bowl at noon. See you next week.
Good luck, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Good luck.